introduction. My background is, as Patrick indicated, corporate and small business, and I've been through a lot, and therefore I'm very keen to share it with those businesses who are probably going through what I've gone through in the small business world. What I want to do in this presentation is cover a number of areas in a pretty short period of time, and I'm going to quickly run through what you're going to see in here, and quite frankly it'll be much more than you can absorb in the space of 30 minutes. But anyway, first of all you'll learn 0 to 3% in marketing is risky and unacceptable. The significance of strategic marketing versus tactical marketing. Becoming the prospect's choice anywhere, anytime, at any price. How to stop competing on price. The real role of marketing and why any other approach can and will fail. Inside reality versus customers' outside perception. Why marketing is destroyed by jargon. The conversion equation, very important factor, and its 4 components. Downtime, uptime, and the reticular activator, and the importance of hot buttons. But first, a few thoughts for the business owner, and this comes from both my own experience as well as what I see around the world these days. The big risk is you don't know what you don't know, and often until it's too late. It's a factor which most business owners don't seem to appreciate as far as running their operation. Except you must accept marketing as a process, not as an event. Here, where we're sitting now, is an event, not a process. You need to secure resources, methods and guidance to evolve your business. The world we're living in now is changing very rapidly. So must your product, so must your service, so must your association with people you deal with. And also don't confuse being busy with success. I see any number of business owners whose legs are running frantically under the water, and they seem to believe that means they're successful. Not true. Don't allow perfection to get in the way of progress. Again, a lot of people are incredibly analytical, and that's a good thing, but don't have analysis paralysis take over your business. So just going straight to the jugular here, an unacceptable perspective is the majority of businesses expect 0 to 3% as a reasonable success for generating leads. This should be unacceptable, and if you adopt that as a strategy, you're increasing your business risk. Because if you don't realise the mistake you're making there, you don't realise that also your competitors are going to displace you. So if 0 to 3% is your target for successful lead generation, I'm sorry, but your marketing is wrong. There are 2 main components to any marketing plan, the strategic side and the tactical side. Strategic marketing is the content of your message. It's what you say and how you say it. The tactical marketing has to do with the execution of the strategic marketing. This is a tactical event. Placing ads, building a website, attending trade shows, or this sort of a forum is a tactical exercise. It's not strategic. Crucial, but it's tactical. The key to effective marketing is to master the strategic side and not the tactical side. It's what you say in marketing that's important. It's how you deliver the message rather than the medium, not where you say it. So it's critical to get your head around how you're actually doing it. Both are important, but the real leverage is in the messaging itself, and that's the strategic side of marketing. And it's knowing how to say things will make a profound difference to your marketing result. So what's the actual purpose of marketing? I'm sorry if I'm going through this fast, but there's a fair bit of this. You've got to facilitate your prospect's decision-making process. Some prospects will buy what you need to sell, some need to be educated that they need what you sell. Some already know that they want what you need to help, but they need help deciding. Some want what you sell, but have questions and concerns they need to overcome before they'll buy from you. These are all the things that you need to address in marketing. But more critical than anything else, and that's why I alluded to the 0 to 3% or 0 to 5%, 95% of your prospects are not ready to buy now. And you need to take that into account in your marketing as well, otherwise you're just ignoring it. a large part of your potential marketing. So managing these facts is vital to marketing success. Businesses don't know what they don't know, and prospects are not experts in what you do. They don't really know the relevant issues surrounding the purchase, and they don't know how to make the best decision. So they often can't tell the difference between the best deal and a major mistake. So the opportunity for you as a business owner is to provide information and guidance to help them through the buying process. They're on a buyer's journey, make no mistakes. They're not here just to say, yes, thank you, I'll buy it. They're on a journey. So your role is to deliver the best value. Your marketing must facilitate the decision-making process. Prospects or customers, they all want the same thing. They want to feel confident that what they're doing is, if they want to feel confident their money is being well spent and that the decision is made to the best of their ability. They want to get the best deal. And the last thing they want to do is suffer the notorious buyer's remorse. So in terms of marketing, all of those factors there are targetable in terms of the appropriate marketing. One of the main failings that I see in most forms of marketing by businesses, be it on the web, be it on advertising material, be it around a table like this, is jargon. Most businesses don't bother to understand what prospects want, what they don't want, or what they don't understand. Instead of facilitating, they fill their marketing with what I call self-serving jargon, which in effect is saying, buy it from me because I want to take your money rather than give it your money to the competitors. And that's just how a lot of people come across. And again, this is why, no disrespect to anyone here, but this is why people become jaded and they resist marketing, because they're pumped. The internet allows us ad nauseum people to repeat the same message in and out. But people are jaded and they will resist it because that's just not what they want to hear. They want to be educated so they can feel confident in making their decision. So very few businesses are putting this information ahead of jargon in the marketing, and the improper marketing gives you a 100% predictable result. You don't get many responses. There's intense pricing pressure, and typically you're forced to compete on price. As a result, you squeeze your margins and you make much less money just to stay competitive. And of course, the fact is, this is your own fault for all of this. If you're always competing on price, it's only you that are looking at it. The lack of marketing ability means there's no discernible difference between your product and your competition. You're offering nothing additional in terms of helping a buyer to discern between you and competitors. Price is your only variable. So the obvious question is, what do you need to do? There are two sides to your business, what's called inside reality and outside perception. Inside reality encompasses everything you do and everything that makes your business special. But it's in your eyes. Outside reality, on the other hand, is probably the more important aspect, where it's your customers looking at your business and how they perceive your company. It's the interactions that have been developed through, it's the perception they have, the interactions they've developed with your company, obviously past buying experiences and your marketing. All of those are really more relevant than the inside reality. But the fact is that 95% of all businesses are inept and they struggle when it comes to marketing, simply because the business's inside reality and the customer's outside perception don't match. And they don't bother to work on making sure they do match. So your outside perception, if you consider your own position in terms of you look at your ads, your website, yourself, is it instantly obvious to your customers or your prospects what makes you unique, better or different? So in other words, do you show your prospects how to judge your business or product, what factors they need to consider when deciding to buy, and how you provide greater value to your competitors? For most businesses, outside perception does not actually match their inside reality, and the reason why is because they constantly adopt jargon. The problem with jargon is it doesn't really dominate all, it tends to dominate all marketing and advertising, even how we present ourselves. Jargon is the stuff that we would say is, it's dreary, it's commonplace, and it's lacking, it doesn't evoke the interest or interest. It tends to go over the interest or repetitive. But nevertheless, when we use it, it's seen as being original or significant. Things like largest selection, most professional, lowest prices, highest quality, best service, fastest, most convenient. We specialise, we work harder for you, etc. These are all, I'm sorry, but jargon phrases that everyone expects you to use and which people are tired of having used with them to try and have them buy their services. So, some jargon evaluation, how to avoid the jargon trap. First of all, if your advertising claims to be a quality product, fair price, with 100% satisfaction. What's the likely response if you have in your prospect's head? What would they say? They'd say, well, I would hope so. So jargon evaluation number 1, when your marketing makes a claim, ask yourself if the prospect's immediate response might be, well, I would hope so. Because if it does, you just failed the test. Jargon evaluation number 2, who else can say that? Stop thinking in terms of who else can do what I do, who else can say what I say. The answer is usually anybody and everybody can say what you say. And if that's the case, again, you failed the test. Number 3, scratch your name out on a website and write in your competitors. Take a brochure, write in some of your competitors' name. If the marketing still remains valid with their name in place, you've just failed the jargon test. So moving on from here, the problem is that business owners don't understand that marketing is a process, not an event. You can't just go bang with a brochure, you can't just go bang with a website, you can't just go bang with an email. To successfully market, there's a thing which we call the conversion equation, and it's got 4 main components. Interrupt, getting qualified prospects to pay attention. Engage, where you promise information that will help the prospect make the best decision possible. Educate, where you give information that allows the prospect to logically understand how and why you'll solve their problem. And a price or an offer, whether you offer a low or a no risk way for them to make the next step in their buyer's journey. You don't thrust it down their throat. You help them go through that process in a painless, low risk way. But to do this, and this is a bit of a thorny one, but if you want to know why Jane Doe buys what Jane Doe buys, then you've got to see the world through Jane Doe's eyes. If you want to know what Jane Doe sees, you better first understand how her brain works, how she processes information and makes decisions. No sexism is in for the blokes, it's just the same. And to understand these processes, there are 3 major concepts which are the core to marketing effectiveness and profitability. These things you need to know about Jane Doe are downtime, uptime, and the reticular activator. Downtime is what we call the hypnotic state, where there are automatic patterns that allow your brain to perform habitual tasks without any conscious effort. And in marketing, this is when people see and hear ads without even thinking, and they don't absorb on a conscious level. Whereas uptime is the brain stays alert or being actively engaged, and it goes into alert mode. And in marketing, this is where the prospect consciously notices the marketing and they're open to suggestions and your solutions. And thirdly, the reticular activator, and this is the part of your brain that's on the lookout 24/7, even when you're asleep. And this is, it scans the environment looking for things that fall into any of these 3 categories. Things that are familiar, things that are unusual, and things that are problematic. Trust me, this really does happen. And all of these are called activators. Let me demonstrate. So this here is something that I'm just going to give you an example of. And if you've seen this before, let me know. Well, don't let me know now, but anyway, I suspect you'll remember this for a long time to come once I show it to you, but I'll be interested to see the raise of hands who can see it. This is a FedEx van. It's been around since about 71, or the van itself, with the logo in terms of FedEx. Now, embedded in that sign is something which was done by the designer of that logo a long, long time ago, quite deliberately. Can anyone see what's embedded in that logo? Anyone else?
Well, I can see something, but I don't know what it is. Can I say?
No. Tell me if you what it is first. No? No guesses? No guesses? No guesses? No guesses? There. The arrow. That arrow is sitting there and it has been all along, but I bet you've never noticed it. You knew of it or you saw it then?
I saw it then.
Yeah. And there you go. So, yeah. But when I first saw this, I thought, oh my God! And when you see it, I guarantee when you look at that logo again next time round, you will look at that arrow. You won't be able to help yourself. You will not be able to help yourself. It's embedded. So anyway, I apologise for that. But anyway, so what does all this have to do with marketing? The fact is everything. Understanding what makes people pay attention to get the marketing, the message across, past the interrupt stage and on to the engage stage. And when we engage the prospect, we've got you increase your chances of actually selling dramatically. So creativity in advertising, it aims to snap you out of downtime and into uptime. And that's otherwise known as interrupt in terms of the marketing equation. But the key, once the brain is activated, once it's broken out of downtime, this really is the key, it wants to be engaged. And if you don't engage it, it'll search for material which fulfills that engagement. But if you don't, it'll go back to downtime. You've got about 3 seconds to do that. So in terms of the activators, as I've said before, it's something that snaps a person from downtime to uptime, and it's based on something that's familiar, unusual, or problematic. But an activator can also be classified as a hot button. And a hot button is crucial again in advertising, but you need to link it to something which is directly important and relevant to your prospect. If it's not relevant, you'll revert to downtime and half it. So the 4 components are all critical in the marketing equation. And you can't really bypass, as most people do. The common approach is to interrupt and then offer a good price. You couldn't be further wrong from a successful marketing campaign if you adopt that sort of approach. To interrupt and offer the prospect, that's half of the conversion rate. You need all 4 components to actually complete it. So you need to interrupt, engage, educate and offer in marketing and advertising. Now there's many other things I can go on here in the course of this particular presentation, but I think I'll stop there and summarise quickly. So you need to focus on strategy rather than tactics. Drop the jargon, it's weary, it's meaningless. Set aside inside reality, know the conversation of the prospect's head, their emotional needs, their problems and their hot buttons. You've got to give prospects an alternative to price. You must. They're not interested in really price, they're interested in value and they're interested in their own emotional needs to buy. The conversion equation, all 4 components are critical: interrupt, inform, educate and offer. You've got to keep their attention, you've got to be relevant, you've got to maintain uptime. So you've got to facilitate the decision, you've got to educate and offer, and you've got to make sure you're aware that 95% won't buy now, and the right offer will allow you to not only capture them as future buyers, but will also allow them to think of you when they're good and ready to buy. But you must understand and manage the process. And you also got to adopt systems and process that helps the proposal, helps the prospect decide ahead of tactical initiatives. And that can mean a process that you yourself have got to understand. And certainly don't accept that 3% is being successful. It's just not accepted at all. And as I say there, if you do that, your competitors are standing by to take up the 95% or 98%, 7% majority. And so if you need help to do all this, make sure you get it. So I'll wind up now. I'm not quite sure that I've done the 30 minutes, but anyway, I work, as I may or may not have said, in conjunction with Rob. I didn't say that, but Rob and I are involved in a program which I've been involved with. I've been helping a Canadian company develop a very extensive online program which assists businesses to follow all that I presented and a lot more. And what I do is what I do here, which is for business service providers, some of whom would be in this room. We can offer presentations such as this, which can add value to your clients and how you engage with clients to help provide an additional value add. There is for individual business owners that assist in process and support that's available to drive all of these strategies. And for any business, if you even want just some loose assessment of your business and where you stand in terms of your marketing, there's a thing which we call a marketing assessment, a marketing audit. But also we do what's called a 10K challenge, where we guarantee we'll find 10K is missing in revenue in your business simply because of what you're not doing in your marketing strategy. And in terms of after this meeting, I'm very, very keen, in conjunction with Rob, if there's anyone interested in following up on that sort of process, the systems that are available, I'm very happy to offer a very attractive deal to anyone in this room. Thank you.